Hello, Dazzle. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. I'm glad that you're here. Today, I want to talk about the vast area of gray that exists in the world of being healthy and making healthy choices for yourself. Generally speaking, when people talk about things being healthy or not, they tend to consider things in an all or nothing fashion. But the truth is that nothing in life or in your health works in this all or nothing fashion. When you do a search on the internet about your health, you're going to find some kind of generalized health recommendation regarding whatever topic it is that you're looking up. If you look up your sleep, you're going to find a recommendation to get between 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. If you look up exercise, you're going to find the recommendation to get 150 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity 5 days a week and 2 days of muscle strengthening activity, each week. There's plenty of recommendations out there, lots of them. But there are some things that you need to keep in mind when you're looking at these recommendations. They are based on the average person, which is exactly no one. Everyone is going to need something a little bit different than this average person because they aren't average. That average person doesn't exist. It's also assumed that you don't have any kind of medical diagnosis. And this means that these recommendations don't really apply to the majority of people, since about 60% of the American population has some kind of chronic illness. And many of these recommendations are based on outdated science. There are many political, economic, and social factors that go into the national recommendations that are being made. And this means that those recommendations are updated infrequently and can often be biased. And this means that all those national recommendations should be a starting point and nothing more. If you're serious about changing your lifestyle and health, you should invest some time into researching the changes that you're considering so that you can make an informed decision for yourself based upon your own personal condition, situation, needs. So whenever possible, go to the original research rather than reading someone else's interpretation of that research. When you do this, you can help reduce the amount of bias that you're going to need to filter out. So the truth about the human body is that we're really good at existing in a variable environment. That's the state of existence that we evolved in. And because of this, we don't need to do everything perfectly correctly all of the time in order to have healthy bodies and to have good health outcomes. And this means that we can have things like our potato chips and our ice cream in our lives if we keep them in moderation. And this is the same for exercise. The research shows that exercising every day will benefit our bodies the most. But that doesn't mean that there's no benefit to exercising only once a week if that's all you can manage. The thing is that the research shows that our health is a sliding scale. Reduction of risk factors reduces our risk. This is true of cigarettes, alcohol, processed food consumption, the amount of fat, sugar, and salt we consume. So this means, as an example, if you are smoking 10 cigarettes instead of 20 every day, that's an improvement. The reduction has really real health benefits, and it should be celebrated as a victory. Unfortunately, most people, even healthcare providers, are only going to see the full elimination of a risk factor as a health victory. And this is just silly. Anytime that we can reduce our risk for developing any kind of disease, it should be considered a victory. And it should be considered movement towards improving our health. Even if it isn't that perfect goal. Because movement in the right direction is good, is better, is an improvement. And we should celebrate moving there. Doing the things that improve your health is also on a sliding scale, and this includes getting adequate sleep, exercising, social interactions, and meditating. These are all things that have been shown to improve our health outcomes if we do them on a daily basis. But it also has been shown that it's cumulative and it doesn't have to be done every day to have some benefit. Attending a meditation class monthly is better than never meditating at all. Being social with your friends once a week is better than doing it monthly. Exercising every other day is better than doing it only weekly. But again, people tend to view these benefits as all or nothing, and if you aren't meeting the recommendation, then it's not worth doing. When the reality is that it doesn't actually function that way. Something is better than nothing. Discarding the all or nothing view of your health can go a long way to helping you feel better. Instead, look at your daily routine and see where you can add or remove things to improve upon your health. Can you fit in a half an hour of physical activity this week? Great! That's a health victory. Can you drink one less soda this week? Excellent! That's a move towards a healthier you. Making numerous, small, health protective behavioral changes will add up over time, cumulatively giving you an overall better health outcome. They stack. This approach also helps you see that you often have more control over your health than you thought. So there's often little that we can do about having to work 40 hours a week and being tired when we come home from work. This is part of the society and the culture that we're living in. And we imagine that the only way to improve our health is to magically find 30 minutes for exercising every day, along with 8 hours for sleeping, plus an hour for meditation, plus an hour to cook that super healthy meal, and where do you find all the time for this shit? It's easy to understand why people feel that they don't have any options for becoming healthier. But what if becoming healthier instead meant that we only needed 10 minutes for meditation today and 15 minutes for physical activity tomorrow? Today, I encourage you to discard the all or nothing thinking about your health. I encourage you to embrace the gray areas in your life. Where can you find a few minutes to add a healthy activity? What can you eat a little bit less of? Maybe that means leaving one bite of that chocolate cake on your plate tonight. Or it could mean pacing in your bedroom while you're waiting for your video game to load. There are a multitude of small investments that we can make every day that will add up to make a huge change in our lives. Your health choices do not need to be perfect. They just need to be good enough. The goal isn't to make huge changes or to do a lot of one thing or to remove something completely from your life. Instead, the goal is to embrace the idea that our choices have a cumulative effect on our bodies. And each time we make a choice that is a little healthier than we had previously been making, we will move ourselves on the sliding scale towards a healthier outcome. Make enough of those little changes, and you're going to find yourself in a state of good health. Well, that's about it for my rambling today. Thanks for coming and spending some time with me. If you liked the video, click on the like button. It really does help. And until we talk again, you guys be sure to take care of yourselves. Bye!